Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's been a long minute, not really, it's only been about a week, but I can explain everything. I had pneumonia and it was kicking my ass. So I had to take a week off. I've never had pneumonia before. I've had COVID like 5 times. I've had the flu. Having pneumonia was worse than COVID for me. Like it really kicked my freaking butt and I have no idea why, but it sucked. But I'm here now. We're back with another video. Today we are doing something completely different than what I normally do, and it's only because it is something that holds dear to my heart. This is my favorite band on the planet, and they just dropped a new album this past Friday, and that is Linkin Park. They just dropped their new album From Zero, and I have some thoughts. If you know me at all, you will know that Linkin Park is my all-time favorite band on the planet. Literally, my whole entire life, people were like, Chris, shut up about Linkin Park. I'm tired of hearing it. And I'm like, no way, bub. Linkin Park is everything to me. They have been in my life since I was a little kid, since my dad first showed me their Hybrid Theory CD. And every time they were live on television when I was a little kid, I was watching it. I saw a couple shows on MTV and different stuff like that. I've seen the Jay-Z and Linkin Park mashup with Collision Course. I know it all, every single bit of it. They are the best band in my opinion. A lot of people hate on them. A lot of people hate on me for liking them so much, but I love this band. They've been a huge part of my life. They've helped me through a lot of dark times of my life. And I have to talk about them in my YouTube channel. I have to, because they've done so much for me and I'd like to share my little voice about them. But they just released their first album in the past 7 years. I believe it was 2017 when we lost Chester Bennington and One More Light dropped. And this is the first album since then. There's been a lot of back and forth on whether they would even be a band anymore. I had hopes through all these years. I was like, they're gonna keep going. I know they will. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know if they're gonna do how they did the Celebration concert where they had different singers for each song, or if they were gonna find a new singer entirely. And earlier this year, we actually received those news and a really funny, comical 100-hour mark. I was like, dude, in 100 hours, something big is going to happen. And I literally waited for an hour as it dropped to 0, glitched, and went back up to 100 hours. It was such a nightmare. It was terrible. It was a huge troll move. And I believe Mike did that on purpose because he always does crap like that. But eventually on, I think it was September 5th or 6th. I can't remember. It was one of those days. They dropped the news. They dropped a huge bomb on us and did a full live show. They did a full hour live show with Emily Armstrong as the new singer. From literally from the instrumental building up to the Emptiness Machine, I literally I cried the whole show. Like, if that explains how much this band means to me, I know people are probably gonna make fun of me in the comments. That's fine. But as soon as I heard Mike sing the opening to the Emptiness Machine, I started crying. I was like, this is new. We're finally getting something new. And then out of nowhere, Emily Armstrong came in and started singing the song, and that chorus hit. I was like, okay, I get it. I get why they chose this person. She's it. And then she started singing some of the older songs, and as much as people talked shit about that, I was not. I was a huge fan. She sang some of those songs spot on. I don't care what you say. She sang some of them songs spot on, and I was so proud to be able to witness this. It was crazy. I understand why they chose Emily. If you look at her, I understand the controversies aside. You're a human being. I'm a human being. I make mistakes too, and learn from them. That's what we do. So quit trying to cancel people. It's so fucking stupid. All right, that's all I'm saying about it. Emily's the new singer of the band. She's incredible. I love her. And we're going to go into it with the review from Zero. I'm going to go ahead and say this is the album we've been begging Linkin Park to make for years, since 1,000 Suns. I remember Minutes to Midnight was one of them albums that a lot of people were like, oh, they're changing it up and I'm not really happy about it. I loved Minutes to Midnight. I'll actually love every single album, call me biased, but When A Thousand Suns dropped, that was the first time even I was like, oh shit, they're going in a direction that I don't know if some of the fans are going to follow. And a lot of fans eventually did. I know I warmed up to that album and the albums later. But since then, fans have been like, come on, go back to your roots. Make some of them, to the point where Mike, even Chester back in the day were like, stop freaking telling us to go back to these roots. We don't want to make music like that right now. And this album is what we've been asking for over a decade. I'm not even kidding. This album has some of the most Hybrid Theory and Meteora sounds ever. Like this, if there was a trilogy, I know they said The Hunting Party was like the trilogy of the new metal phase. I do not agree with that statement whatsoever. I think if they were going to end it with a trilogy, I think From Zero would be that third title in the trilogy. I mean, you hear so many elements. This is a love letter to the fans. You have Hybrid Theory sounds, Meteora sounds, Minutes to Midnight sounds. You have A Thousand Suns. I mean, you can listen to this album and hear elements from every single album beforehand. And it's incredible that they did that. I think, honestly, if we're going to get down to it, I think this is the safest route they could have went. I know when it comes to Linkin Park, they like to experiment and work out their creative muscles with writing music. They definitely take a lot of different turns, and this was not it. This was a love letter to the fans. This was one of them albums that said, okay, it's been 7 years. Let's write new material, but let's write new material that caters to the fans, that says, hey, thank you for being with us. This is a new turning point of the band. But as you can see, this is still Linkin Park. Just because there's a new singer, you can hear this and realize, holy shit, this is 100% Linkin Park. And some of these songs, I don't think anybody could have made songs like this. This is so Linkin Park, it's crazy. But let's go ahead and go over the tracks. There is 11 songs in this album, one of them being an intro, a really short intro, but I'm even going to talk about that. So, From Zero, the intro is only 22 seconds long, and, you know, it is what it is. It's just a short little intro. To be honest with you, I think they should have made that intro longer, because one of my favorite things about the band is giving us this big cinematic production piece of like, hey, this is the album, let's do this. And when you first hear it, you're like, oh, okay, this is going to be huge, and it lasts like 10 seconds long. And then I think you hear Mike Shinoda's, one of Mike Shinoda's kids saying like, from zero, like, what does that even mean? From nothing? Like, that's kind of lame. And then you hear them catch on like, oh wait, that's what you all were called before Linkin Park, and I love that. And that's cool. And it cuts him off like right mid-sentence after he realizes that and goes into the emptiness machine. And for that song, I think this was the best song to release coming back. It's such a powerful song. The chorus is so powerful. Emily's vocals in this song is amazing. Mike's vocals in this was amazing. The production of this song was incredible. I've listened to this like over 100 times, I feel like already. It's an amazing song, and it is fact now that it is one of their most successful songs, their most successful singles released. And I think part of that has to do with like this huge comeback, but it's an incredible song nonetheless. It is amazing. This song gives me a lot of Minutes to Midnight vibes, and I love that. It's a good song. Track 3, Cut the Bridge. This song was the only song in the album that I listened to, and first listen I was like, ew, what the fuck is going on here? And that is mainly because I was watching reviews before I listened to the album, and someone was like, oh yeah, this song sounds a lot like Bleed It Out. It gives you that Bleed It Out feel, and that is completely wrong. This song sounds nothing like Bleed It Out other than the drums having that constant snare, you know? And, you know, that's cool and all, but that just because it has a similar drum beat does not make it sound like Bleed It Out. The song is excellent. You know, after I've listened to it a few times, I've come to really appreciate it. The chorus is really good sounding. I think the chorus is the best part about the song. I think if I didn't hear that response to it, I think I would have appreciated it more. But that's the only song in this album where I was like, why? Why did someone ruin this experience for me? Heavy as the Crown is such a powerhouse of a song. I know throughout the years, people love talking about how Chester can do that long 17 to 18 second scream. And Emily does it in this song, like right off the bat. It's like 15 seconds long, I think, but it is powerful. The whole production of this gives me Faint vibes. It's straight out of Meteora. I mean, you have the samples, the turntables, the guitars in it, the raps. Mike Shinoda's rap in this sounds so much like the Meteora raps. It's crazy, and I love it. I love this song. It is a really good song. It's a powerful song, and there's nothing more else I got to say to it. Over Each Other is another one of those songs that caught me a little off guard. Linkin Park goes into their poppy side, as you know, that's fine. But this song was a little bit different. It wasn't like your normal Linkin Park songs, and I appreciate that. Definitely, after first listening to it, I was just like, oh yeah, that was all right. That was a pretty good song. But after listening to it more, it's definitely grown on me. And quite a few of these songs did. I'll talk about those later. Cut the Bridge and Over Each Other are the two of those songs. The more you listen to the lyrics and the production of the instruments and the sounds, and it is very layered, very intentional, and it's a very dark song. It's very relatable. I think it's an important song that we need to listen to as a group of human beings. I think if we stopped spending so much time talking over each other and arguing, less bad shit would happen. And that's the honest truth. And then it cuts straight into Casualty. This song is fucking wild, dude. This song is amazing. It straight rips from beginning to end. This song it sounds like Linkin Park, but doesn't at the same time. Like when you hear the instrumental, it's like but like the electronic sounds blended in with this, it is just so good. And the chorus sounds like The Hunting Party and Minutes to Midnight. Like it gives me big Giving Up vibes. It gives me it sounds like a straight sequel to War. I'm not even kidding. Like the guitars in it just sound so familiar. It got that thrashy punk vibe to it, which I really appreciate. Then it goes into Overflow, and Overflow might be one of my favorite songs in this album. Overflow is a really electronic production piece. It's very layered. You listen to it and it sounds almost apocalyptic, which if you listen to the lyrics, that's kind of what it is. But it's a very dark, eerie song. It's amazing. I love this song. It kind of gives me an eerie feeling throughout the whole song. And I like that. I like how it brings off different emotions, especially on an anxiety side. Like this song kind of speaks on a level of like, this world is going downhill, and you know, sometimes it gets to a point where like maybe it should just stop. And that's kind of the vibes I got of this album. I mean, there's literally straight in the lyrics, it says end the world and push the button. Like it's just like, just stop everything. All this is chaos. From what used to be good and filled with light is now overcome with shadow. And it's incredible. I love that song. Straight into Two-Faced. This song is one of them songs I feel like where while they were writing, they're like, God, so many fans have been begging for the Hybrid Theory sound, the Hybrid Theory nu metal sound. Let's go ahead and do this. I feel like it's kind of like a slap in the face, but also like in a good way. Like I feel like they were just like, fine, we'll do it. Just shut up. We're going to make an Hybrid Theory Meteora song. Just shut your mouth. And they did. This song fucking rips from beginning to end. I mean, you could put this song in Hybrid Theory or Meteora and you'll be like, yeah, that fits 100%. Actually, they put the lyrics of Two-Faced in the instrumental of Figure 9. Sounds perfect. Like it blends so well. You have the scratches are back, the breakdowns, the whispers, the simplistic guitar tones, the raps. Mike Shinoda's rap in this. This is probably one of my favorite raps he's done. And the music video is so wacky and weird. And they're just having fun with it, and I love it. This is probably going to be some of people's favorite tracks of the album. That's fine. It's one of my favorite tracks, so that's completely okay. And then it goes into Stained, which I think is one of the most, goes into a more One More Light setting. But it's also got some rock into it, so it's a little bit heavier, but it would blend in with One More Light. I think a lot of people that are not into the whole rock or they're more into the more poppy side of Linkin Park, I think they're really going to appreciate this. It's an incredible song. I love this song as well. I love every single song. I know I'm just repeating myself over and over again, but it's a really good song. It's another one of them heavily produced electronic songs as well, but it has the electronic or the electric guitars, the distortion in it as well. And this song next is possibly the most different sounding Linkin Park song, and I'll get into that. I Give You Everything I Had. This song feels really grungy and 90s, which if you listen to Dead Sarah, which was Emily Armstrong's band before this song's a lot more like in their style. So I feel like Emily had a lot to do with this song, which they said they worked on this song like a handful of times before they got to the final product. And this song's fucking incredible too. The chorus is powerful. The verse is very catchy. And then it gets to the breakdown, which sounds a lot like Tool in A Perfect Circle, which is really weird, and I appreciate that. I think a lot of my friends that are big Tool fans would appreciate that as well. It's very 90s grungy hard rock, and I love that. Going on to the final track, Good Things Go. This is my favorite song of the album. When it comes to songs that bring on emotion, like in One More Light, the song One More Light, such an emotional song. Damn near brings me to tears every time I listen to it. Shadow of the Day, Pushing Me Away is a little bit more harder of a punch, but there's a song in each album that really makes you put things into perspective, and this song did that for me. When I listened to it, I about cried, and listening to it like 30 more times, there were times where I did cry because it just fills me with so much emotion. I relate to this song very heavily. I think that it's an important song to the Linkin Park fans, and what a way to close off the album. If there was any other song that closed it off, I don't think it would have worked. This song works, and I think it's going to be one of their most popular songs for years to come. Like I said before, this album is a love letter to the fans. This is an easy, if you all are not familiar with my channel, I grade things on like a normal school grading scale. This is an A+ of an album. If I could grade it higher, I would. An A++ S tier. This album is going to be an album that people are going to listen to more and be like, this is one of my favorite albums. And I know people are going to refuse to say that now because it's the first album with Emily in it. You know, there's still a lot of mixed emotions with Chester. I'm one of those people that supported the band more than just Chester. I'm tired of hearing people that say Chester was what made Linkin Park. No. And this goes to show, you listen to this is Linkin Park. We all love Chester. Chester Bennington cannot be replaced, and they've said over and over again, they're not replacing Chester. They're just moving forward, and it's something we should all do. Chester has said in interviews when he was in Stone Temple Pilots, you know, they thought about changing the name before with them. And why would they do that? There's more than one member that makes Stone Temple Pilots. And same with this. I mean, there was 5 other members, you know, and it's really good to see them come back so strong. This is one of the biggest albums of the year. I know it is. I have a feeling they're going to win awards with this album, and to be able to say that I'm going to be able to see Linkin Park again live, that's incredible, because for years, You know, I couldn't say that. I couldn't say, oh, I want to see Linkin Park. It was me saying, I've always wanted to see Linkin Park and I can't do that. There's been so many times I've said that. Now I can say, I'm going to see Linkin Park and it's going to be incredible. I think all the band members did Chester proud. And for all the people that are saying all these hateful things, just shut the fuck up. Like, you all are being so selfish and ignorant. You all just need to shut the fuck up and move on. Like a lot of people have. That is going from someone that says Chester is the best singer I've ever heard. He has helped me through so many dark times of my life, just like the rest of the band members. But they're moving on. I'm moving on, and a lot of fans should move on. We should want Linkin Park to succeed. That's like saying, oh yeah, AC/DC was never AC/DC after the original singer died. No. A lot of popular songs that they've made came out later, you know? So it is what it is. Like I said, From Zero is probably one of the best Linkin Park albums ever made. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. It is a very, very hard-hitting album. It's an A+. If you are scared to listen to it or just one of those people that's like, oh, I'm not going to listen to that trash, that's fine. You do you. But this is my feelings. This is how I feel about this. And I hope you all agree with me because I love this album. It is incredible. And let me know if you all want to hear more like music reviews. I might do other album reviews. I might review the whole catalog of Linkin Park's music. I would love to do that. There's a new Poppy album that I've been waiting for. Album fucking rips. I might do a album review of that as well. Korn's making a new album. So many bands I love are releasing new albums that I need. I might just share my thoughts on. So if you want to support that, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. My voice is given out if you can't tell. And for those that are here for the video game content as well, I'm going to keep doing that as well. I have a video game review coming out in the next week or so, but I definitely do want to keep doing this because how long is this video? 25 minutes long. I love talking about music and I love talking about the layers, the thought process of these songs. I might do another video on this album talking about just what the thought process was. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until next time, take it easy, bubs.